Good evening and welcome back to another episode of What's Your Story? Tonight we are sitting down with our friend and neighbor, Jo O'Connor. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, Mary Lou.
I can't believe I have not had you sit at our set yet, so this is a real pleasure.
Happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us. So before we got on air, you talked a little bit about being upstairs. This is your childhood library. Take us back there.
Well, I'm from Augusta, Maine, and around the corner at the house that I currently own was my great-great-grandfather's dairy farm, the dairy farm of Kennebunkport. And when we used to come down, and I'm one of the little ones, I'm one of 12 kids, we would traipse down 3 or 4 times a week to graves right around the corner. And I had my own little window seat up there, and I loved the murals. Still love this place. It means so much to me because I love reading, and I really just have a fondness for graves. And you.
Oh, well, thank you. Right back at you.
Thanks.
So Augusta. So on to school from there, or?
Yeah. So grew up in a family of 12. My mother was an artist and a musician and a stay-at-home mom, taking care of 12 kids, a domestic engineer.
So that's where you get it all.
Well, I get some stuff from my dad, too. My dad was the chief radiologist at Augusta General Hospital and really enthusiastic. My mother was really sophisticated and proper and cultured. And so it was a great dichotomy to have 2 very different parents and a very lively clan of O'Connors.
I bet.
Very lively.
So did you have to like set up whatever time, like you 6, it's your turn to sit at the table?
Oh, no.
You were all around the table?
Oh, yeah. Dad had custom made a very large wooden table down in Boston, which was shipped up, and we had benches, and the left-handed people in the family, not me, Sue and Joey and Chucky is ambidextrous, they were on the corners and I was stuck in the middle, and Mom and Dad had 2 big thrones, and yes, we all ate together, and it was on-time dinner when it is hot.
Hey.
So it was great.
I think you got to do that.
Got to do that.
So, and did you all have chores? Like, did you all take turns being the dishwasher or?
So we had, I'm one of the younger ones, so the older ones I think had it easier, but we had Saturday work. So we would get up and we'd pick out of the hat. You either had the bathrooms or you had to vacuum the halls or you had to clean out the fireplace.
Great
and so we
idea.
all had chores.
Yeah,
we all,
nice.
And we all worked since the age 14.
Yeah.
Like Mom and Dad said, you're getting a job, whether it's, you know, babysitting or throwing newspapers or whatever you, raking lawns, mowing lawns.
What was your first job?
Oh, my first job, I was actually a child actress and paid.
Whoa.
Is there any surprises there? Augusta Players was a theater company in Augusta, and they put on 3 productions a year, and out of that, the Maine State Police wanted to do simulations, so I was always the child actress in domestic disputes where I would role play. So that's actually my first job since I was 8, and I did that for years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get your actor's card? Did you have to get your actor's card?
No, I did not. Way back when, I didn't think that, well, maybe they're going to catch up with me and say I owe back dues for 40, 50 years.
The Guild's going to call you?
The Guild's going to, SAG's going to call me after.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So, and what got you here for a permanent stay?
Well, I went to college at The Ohio State University, studied journalism, loved Ohio, loved the Midwest people, loved it, got to love football.
Yeah.
I'm really a basketball fan growing up. But I came back. Both my parents were from Boston, Dorchester. And so we were always going down to Boston to Museum of Fine Arts. We'd go to the Science Museum, Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. So as a clan, we were very familiar with Boston.
Yeah.
And so when I got out of college, I went to Boston for my first professional and then several professional jobs in sports and entertainment.
Oh, okay.
So I was there for 32 years, but always coming back to Maine.
Yeah.
Always coming back to Maine, to the old McCabe house. I'm part of the McCabe clan.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful to own that house. My Aunt Helen sold that to me years ago.
That's nice.
And it's really nice. I love that house.
Yeah.
I love it.
And so you have a set of twins.
I do.
And did they go to school here?
No, I was in Massachusetts for 32 years, married, and lived in Newton and then Needham and then Boston proper on campus when I was full-time faculty at BU. I actually lived on campus with the twins.
Very nice.
Which was really cool. They were running around as these little tiny mini co-eds. And Madeline is graduating next month.
Oh,
nursing school
congratulations.
at UVM. Go Catamounts.
Very nice.
You said I wasn't going to cry. The Barbara Walters thing, don't make me cry. And then Lucas is at Northeastern in a 5-year co-op program.
Yeah.
He's going to graduate early from that. He's a finance and econ major, and he's in a co-op now.
How wonderful.
So they're doing great.
They're on their way.
They're on their way.
That's great.
And they're 21, so they can go out and play legit.
So, okay, so you've been here and you do a little bit of this and a little bit of that still. You're still teaching.
Yes, I still am a college professor
Yeah.
at multiple universities.
Okay. So are you still at Simmons at all?
No. So my college teaching started at Boston University, where I got my first master's degree. 20 years later, I got a second master's degree. And so I was a guest lecturer there because I was at the Boston Garden and I had great stories to tell about advertising and public relations and marketing. And that morphed into a night class. I had the twins. They said, do you want to teach a night class? And then they offered me full-time work, and I was happy to be there for 10 years. Then I moved over to Simmons, your alma mater, now Simmons University.
Now Simmons University.
And those gals were unbelievably smart. I really loved teaching at Simmons. It wasn't the right fit as an institution, but I was able to grow the communication and business program to the 4th largest program. Of course, the most prestigious program is library sciences. Have you met Mary Lou? Yes, and that's still a great, great institution. And they gave me such a wonderful schedule that I pretended I was in like sales. So I'd get up, crack of dawn on Tuesday, I'd teach Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I actually would come back here. So I got up and only had to spend one night down there.
That's great.
And I just needed to be back here. My mother became ill. It was just important that I was back here. And so now I teach at USM, UNE, Southern Maine Community College, Northeastern. I'm in my 9th year, but I teach online grad school, and Ohio Dominican.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is fabulous.
Obviously, some of them online, some of them in person, some of them synchronous, hybrid.
Isn't it beautiful to be able to do that, though?
I love it. The autonomy is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
And do you find your students these days, with some of that online, do you miss, are they missing anything? Like, I'm noticing some of the, as far as the concentrations go, but just their own wanting to be there.
So it has changed in my 24 years of teaching college. I have to say that if I had my choice, I would always teach in person.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have any online component to it. But I've been teaching online for 17 years, well before the pandemic.
So you've got it down.
Well, there's a lot of prep that goes into a new one, but once you have it, you have it down.
Yeah.
But the pandemic showed everybody in academia that students really missed out on that tactile one-on-one. I can't see your body language, even in Zoom, when you're like, I don't know what you just said.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that there's a missing component, and I'm a strong advocate that there are certain courses that should never be taught online, regardless. Like I teach public speaking.
No.
There's no way that
Right.
that should be taught online.
Right, right.
A hybrid, little bit of both, I can see, but you really do miss the one-on-one on, you know, having that didactic nature of having pedagogically the learning element to be right with the students, because that's what they got, K
Yeah.
through 12.
Right.
And now it's more economical for universities
Yeah.
to offer online classes, and I'd rather be in the classroom.
Yeah, yeah.
Hands down.
Same here, same here.
Yeah.
I had a hard time sometimes when things would be online and you needed to follow up with things and it was just hard to get. Remember that conversation we were having last week? And then now I need to ask you a question about it. It's like it's gone. The thread is gone, you know, so.
Yeah, well, it is hard to follow up with students
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
When you got them in class,
Right.
remember, here's the deadline.
Yeah.
And instead, it's all email, or it's all a discussion board,
Yeah.
or an assignment,
Yeah.
and you lose the
Right.
texture of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
So you are in a band.
I'm in a band called
Yeah.
The Dock Squares. 7 years strong now.
That's
7
really-
years.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it's great.
How did you get together with your bandmates?
Well, I had been in bands in Ohio, little trio in Ohio in college. And then I was in a couple little combo groups in Boston. So when it came here, there was such a growing band scene here with Lisa Mills and Joe Rillo and Byron Yates and Jim O'Neill. And I used to go and they're like, come on up and sing a song. Come on up and sing a song. And I can't even tell you, Jim O'Neill one point, after a couple of years of doing that, because I used to see him at the old Bandaloop with Don Wessels, and he said, get a band of your own, Joe. He's still a great friend. He's like a big brother to me. And so I said, well, I know how to do a band. I've been in a band, you know.
Yeah.
I was really musical. I went to several music camps. I play guitar and piano, but I'm really a singer,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
write songs too.
Yeah.
But that kind of morphed into talking to a few people, and it started as a duet, quickly moved to a trio, and then my mother played both alto and tenor sax, and I'm a lover of sax.
Okay.
So we have a sax player,
Yeah, yeah.
and we all sing in the band, so it's a band of five. So it's a
That's-
real full band,
Yeah.
and they're great.
That's
and we've got a
great.
robust schedule this summer.
Oh, good for you.
Come on.
Good for you. How do you pick your songs?
So, I guess because I founded the band, it's easier for me as a female lead singer to just, you know, take my note, if you will, no pun intended, on other female singers
Okay.
and harmonies.
Yep.
If I had it my way, I wouldn't sing any solos. I love harmonies.
Yeah.
And with some of the guys, sometimes we hit 3 and we have hit 4-part harmonies, which is just unbelievable. I'm blessed to have played with a lot of great musicians
Yeah.
in wonderful community that's got so much live music.
Oh, yeah.
It's really great. And I also am now 21 years with the garage band at Cooper's Corners.
I've never been.
Every Monday night.
I know. I gotta get there one of
Every
these days.
Monday night, it's Johnny and the Pump Tones, and I'm the token girl singer, and it's country and 50s and 60s. We'll add in some
Love that
Linda
music.
Ronstadt.
Yep.
But it's great. So unless it rains, we're there from Memorial Day to Columbus Day, 7 to 9, in the Garage Bay. So
Okay.
I've done that 21 years.
Wow.
And it's great, and I know and really love a lot of the local musicians. And I'm one, just like I like to go to see a lecture, I like to go see other bands. Just like because I teach aerobics, I like to see other aerobics instructors.
Right.
I'm actually a perpetual student
Yep, yep.
that way.
Yep.
I'm not like, oh, I don't want to go out and see.
Right, right.
I'm all in.
No, I think it's such a great way to, and you get to meet different people and,
Yeah.
you know.
So I picked the music based on people in the audience. We have a big following, talk to me about songs. Friends of mine said, I heard this song and why don't you try it? I've got the likes of Bill Cooper and Kevin Ward and Rick Perrone and Bill Petcher, and they're always like, can we try this? I try and steer away from hard rock, although we do a couple of hard rock songs. I want people to either be surprised because they hadn't heard a song in a long time, or be able to dance and or sing to it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of yacht rock, but it's blues and it's jazz and it's
like
pop.
that. I like that.
Yeah,
That's
so it's
really
fun.
great. Yeah, I bet.
It's fun.
And you do how many shows? Like once a week, twice a week?
In the summer, sometimes it's thrice a week.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, in the summer, in the heart of, July and August. But we play all year long. In the off season, we tend to rehearse a lot just to get in new music.
Yeah.
We get more bored of our music and we think the audience is like, why'd you take out that song? And I'm like, oh, well, we'll put it right back in. Thank you very much. So it's great. It's great fun.
So, and I also wanted to talk a little bit about your art. So you are an artist and you support a lot of artists
Yes, I
in
do.
the area. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I thank you for calling me an artist. I really do not, I really am artist light. My mother was a really great watercolorist. She joined River Tree Arts in the second year River Tree was, before they had a location. They were just down by the church in front of that river tree.
Yeah.
But we were always going to museums and art shows. And my mother always, for her birthday, she wanted us to paint or make or sculpt or do something. So I will go to a museum anytime or an art gallery. I love it. So I'm really a beachcomber. My good friend Cordy Ives and I go out and find buoys and we find, sand dollars and look at this cool rock that's shaped like a heart. And so I love sea glass. So I just started by looking at YouTube, and now I've got this big kind of collection of sea glass art that I've made and sold. I do driftwood trees. I'm now doing mussel wreaths. So anything
Well, you've got
for
a
the
few.
natural.
You've got a
I've
few of our pieces in our art show.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, always.
So,
but my barn out back of my house next to Consolidated School, I decided about 4 years ago that we have so many unbelievably talented but not shown artists.
yeah.
They don't have, they don't have River Tree Arts. They don't have Women in the Arts. They don't show at John Spain's gallery, right? So I just said, well, I took a note from River Tree. They used to do their 100 by 100. So I asked a bunch of my artists, could you do a couple of pieces? Everything has to be $100 or less.
Yep.
Bring some wine. I'll invite everybody, so it's open to the public.
That's great.
And then they get to meet the artist.
Yeah.
And we play some jazz music, and people walk away with the art.
Yeah.
And I love to just curate the art.
They get to meet the people that are.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and recently you did did you do a show at Atlantic Hall?
I did, and I'd like to thank and give a shout out to Mike, who's running the audio and video here today.
He's our producer.
He's our producer. How about executive producer? Hi, Mike, executive producer. Yes, so I've always been in like that theater world. And so my baby brother, Mickey, who has for 33 years been out in Hollywood, well, LA, he's a world famous juggler. And so he came up for my 60th birthday. Yes, I'm older than 60. And I had a roast I had all my friends roast me on the stage and then give it to me good. And then I had the final mic. And then out of that, Mickey and I decided to produce the Mickey O and Jo Show. So it was a good old-fashioned variety show with two bands, the Dock Squares and another favorite band, the Bitto Honeys. Which is Jim O'Neill too. He's only in 8 bands.
Yeah.
And then Mickey actually juggled.
Yeah.
And he had Randy Judkins, who's Maine's most famous entertainer clown.
Yeah.
We had an accordionist. We had a ukuleleist. My Zumba gals did 2 choreographies. I taped kazoos to the bottom. So we were all kazooing along. We had an intermission. I had giveaways.
Good for
and it was
you.
a good old-fashioned, sold-out time, the Mickey O and Joe show.
That's
a lot of
awesome.
fun.
Yeah.
A lot of
yeah.
fun.
You gonna do it again?
Well, Mickey's daughter's going to acting school in New York for the first time. She's graduating, and she's going to the New York Conservatory of Dramatic Arts. I'm so proud of it, Delaney. And then he's gonna go back and tour around the world like he did again. We hope. Like he used to be with Royal Caribbean for 14 years, and he does long stints. So remains to be seen. I think I'll produce a variety show, and hopefully Mickey will join up. But I do have something that I'm producing coming up. If you don't mind me plugging.
Can you talk to
I'm
us
gonna
about
look
that?
into camera 2 right here. So on Sunday, May 26th, rain date Memorial Day after the parade, from 1 to 6, I already checked with the town, thank you Tracy, and the police department. At my house at 35 School Street, I have a screened-in porch in the summer, and then the screens come off. Well, that's a natural stage. So I have 3 bands playing.
Wow.
I've got a yard sale going on in the garage. I've got a bake sale. I've got a barn art sale, a tarot card reader, and who knows what other shenanigans or Joannigans I'll come up with. So that is Sunday of Memorial Day, the 26th. 1 o'clock, I'll be selling some wristbands and stuff.
Yeah,
and
nice.
really fun, just a community, something for everyone.
Yeah, oh great.
Maybe even a food truck, I don't know.
Hey, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, BYOB, bring your own blanket. It's called Joe Stock. You've heard of Woodstock? This is Joe Stock.
Love it, love it.
Thank you for letting me plug that. I haven't promoted it yet.
There you go, and this is going to be seen by thousands of people.
Millions and millions, billions and billions. Thank you.
So as we get to sort of the end of our conversation, we have like a rapid fire, one word answer.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Hands on
and it doesn't have to
buzzers.
be one word. It can be more than one word. Favorite flavor of ice cream?
I'm a sorbet eater.
Okay.
Grapefruit, lemon, lime, anything.
Okay. Yeah.
But if it were an ice cream, it would be butter pecan. And everybody's
okay.
like, you're granny. Like,
No, I love that. Color, favorite color?
purple, always.
Okay.
Always purple.
Do you have a favorite movie?
Ooh. I like everything James Bond. I like everything Jason Bourne. I like everything Jason Statham, and he is easy on the eyes. But I like Sound of Music. I like Wizard of Oz. I like Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
You don't have 3 hours. Mike's probably saying, wrap it up.
Favorite place to read?
Oh, my bedroom. I've got a great bedroom with a great sunny view. And I've got a nice, easy chair, and my bedroom is just a really great place to read.
Yeah, great. Favorite restaurant? And it doesn't have to be around here, but...
I love the Palm Restaurant in Boston.
Okay.
I love a really good steak, but I love that we've got great places here. Hurricane's great. Pilot House, can't wait for the new Pilot House. Old Vines. I love Ryan's Pub.
Yeah.
I like Pedro's. I like I am not.
We're very
I'm a
lucky.
picky eater, meat and potatoes, but I like the restaurants here. Really cool vibe. I particularly like the Dory, kind of over off of South Main Street. It's a nice little bar to go to, tucked away.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to try that one this summer. I have not been there yet.
Yeah, it's cool.
Coolest place you've ever been?
Well, I love everything Maine. I'm such a Maine girl. Been to Ireland a million times, but it would have to be Italy, and it would have to be the Isle of Capri.
Okay.
Been there twice, swum twice in the Blue Grotto in my clothes, because they let me jump out twice. And I just think there's something about Italy that I'm drawn to.
Yeah, I have not been there yet. It's on my list. Next place to go.
Fantastic.
So,
You can do without Naples, but
Yeah.
you have to go to Naples to get to Capri.
Okay. Well, I'll give it a shot. I'll call you.
Home of pizza.
Get some pointers. Do you have a favorite library?
Graves Memorial Library on South Main Street in Kennebunkport, 04046.
Great answer.
Visit Mary Lou.
Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Good luck with your show, your Joe
Stock.
Joe Stock.
2024.
I was going to say Joe Palooza, but
Hey, maybe next year it's Joe Palooza. I should make some T-shirts up.
So always love talking with you, and we wish you all the best. I hope you have an awesome summer, and congratulations to your children.
Thank you, Mary
Good for
Lou.
them. That's just really great. Yeah.
She said she wasn't going to make me cry. I'm so proud of them.
Well, they're great kids, and they've got a great mom. So.
Oh, thank you. I love all my students that I teach. I love everybody in my band and the people that come out to see the band and my Zumba students and my Aqua students. So
Awesome.
It's great. This town is wonderful. Thank you for what you do.
Oh, well, thank you for what you do. And thank you to Mike Kelly for being
Woo!
our executive producer. You just gotta, ooh,
Yes.
yikes. All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you back here next time for another episode of What's Your Story?